Our First Nations here are part of the Algonquin tribe, the Mi'kmaq, and we are on the unceded terrestrial territory of the Mi'kmaq in which we live and share harmoniously. My name is Diana McKinnon. I am Scottish and I'm wearing my Scottish McKinnon tartan this morning. Our driver is Julie. He's done this once or twice before, you know. We are off to the beautiful, beautiful Louisburg. We're going to be stopping first at the Louisburg Lighthouse, the second oldest in all of North America, and then we'll be going over to the fortress. There we're just having about an hour of your free time to go out and about, but I'm giving you maps, and the maps that I've done up and photocopied at home for you, it give you a good layout of the fortress and of the buildings that are there. And don't worry, I'll be preparing you as we head out to Louisburg as to our history, which is a very historical area here of North America. May I ask predominantly where are you from? And I'll ask it in a sense that's funny. Are you metric or are you imperial? Imperial, okay. So I will talk in Fahrenheit and miles. Or Celsius if need be, or okay. But you know how to convert, yes. Right? Because you're about, maybe not, you look to be a lot younger than me maybe, so when I was in about grade 5 is when we did the conversion here from imperial to metric. What a rebellious age. And I'm just going to chat until they give us the go-ahead. Oh, what a rebellious age. And so with that, it was difficult for me to... Yes. I still say I'm 5'2" and ask for a pound of meat. Yes. So, I know I'm 157 centimeters and I can ask for a kilogram, but you know, I still have that old way of doing things and I'm more comfortable with my generation. I'm with you, babe.
So kilometer.
Okay. We are ready to go, and with that, for safety reasons, I have to point out that the windows do pop open. The roof vents pop open. We do have a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher on board. Whenever the bus is in motion, they all should be sitting, I included, and I am certified. Normally I'm going to charge with that, right? Okay, I'm certifiable. Yeah, that's what I usually say on the way back, right? Well, folks, here we are in this beautiful area of Cape Breton. I know this company's been here over 30 years ago. I don't know if others have been here or not. It's a very, very historical area for our North America. As we go up this hill, there's many artifacts that you will see and that you'll have time to explore this afternoon. And I will point them out to you now, but by the time you get back, you'll know the significance, okay? Just there's so much on top of each other. Say to the left is war memorials for First War, Second War, and World War. And down further is actually a military museum for our Cape Breton Highlanders. A Scottish landing monument. This church here is built in 1825. It's open for viewing pleasure. We are home to the world's, I told you there's a lot. We're home to the world's tallest fiddle right here at our Joe Harris Cruise Ship Pavilion, also known as Mariners Park. It's 60 feet tall and it does play. It's built to scale. The boardwalk goes all along here. There's Merchant Marines monuments along it and a rather profound Merchant Marines monument out there. Here to the left is Frederick Joseph Wallet Tabar, and he was our first lieutenant governor. Phew, I have that all in. Now I can take that. Our Lieutenant Governor, Frederick Joseph Wallet Tabar, he was actually here in these waters as a mapper, a photographer. And his maps were first done on copper sheets, and he was the one responsible for writing the standards of navigation called the Neptune, both of which are in the nautical museums today. I want to point out this green building. It's the second tallest building in all of Cape Breton. The tallest building is just across the way. It's a bit of a curve. You can see when you're on your ship. It's only 2 floors taller. Why I point it out is I'll point out something to you on the way back, show you the significance of your ship. This is our City Hall, our Cape Breton Regional Municipality. There is where we have the mayor and the councillors. They made a round room for our civic hall, for our civic meetings. I guess for the minds who came back into a corner. But the boardwalk does continue all along, down past our brand new Nova Scotia course, we teach the trades, the electrical, the plumbing, the mechanical, carpentry, construction, some nursing. And they also, the last year and again this year, are offering a percentage of those courses free of charge. So we need the tradespeople. So how are we going to get them? Just by giving them their education with an understanding that after they graduate, they stay here for a few years afterwards to contribute back to the area. It's a win-win situation. We're also doing it with paramedics and frontline workers, 498 positions for those who need free education this year as well. We also have a Cape Breton University on the island, and the Cape Breton University is opening up its new medical school chapter this week, and each year we'll have 10 new doctors coming in through the program. The one starting this year will be completed in 2029, and they are to stay in this area as rural doctors for Nova Scotia. So every year we'll have 10 new doctors going out into our rural areas. So that's wonderful. Here is Wentworth Park, and that boardwalk actually brings you all the way down here to this boardwalk if you so choose. A lovely walk. You can see with the way the dome is made, the implementation of that dome is amazing for concerts. You really don't need any electrical amplification. Here we are on George Street, now heading directly on out to the Fortress. We stay directly on this road. Now I've given you a Cape Breton map, and I've also given you a map of the Fortress of Noblesburg. Talk a little bit about just generalities of things, and then I'll start to historically prepare you for Noblesburg. Canada, we are the second largest country in the world. Russia is the largest. However, we only have a population of just under 31 million. It equivalents to about one Canadian to every 15 Americans in our country.
Or the state of California.
Thereabouts. Yeah, or the state of California. Nova Scotia itself just turned 1 million population. And here on this island, the total island itself is approximately 136,000. Now, if you look at your Cape Breton map, you'll see where our red star is. The red star is your port of Sydney. That is where your ship is going. Where we are traveling to today is about the 4 o'clock position, Lewisburg. That is along the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Cape Breton Island, in its size, is approximately 150 miles from whence the road lies north to south, and approximately 100 east to west from whence the road lies, Great Islands. We are attached to Nova Scotia with a man-made causeway, and that is at your 6 o'clock position. You see it says Cancel, and that has the Cancel Causeway. And if you look that up later, you just want to do some refreshing of the tour today. If you want to know about, well, she says it's the largest or the deepest in the world. It is. So you can look up the Cancel Causeway, Nova Scotia. Its platform base is actually 500 feet, just the platform base, and then to build up. So it is quite the structure, and that joined us in 1955. Here to the right up there is our Cape Breton Regional Hospital. It is our largest hospital here in Cape Breton Island. It is open, the emergency department, 24/7. We have 6 other hospitals on this island. Some are not as large as the Cape Breton Regional Hospital, but they are still 2, 3-story, 4-story buildings. The other hospitals could be up in more of the Cape Breton Highland area. So if you look at the point of Cape Breton, that is our Cape Breton Highlands. And that area up there is very densely populated. But there are some smaller hospitals up there. But you don't want to be living up, say, way up here in Craignish and all of a sudden have to come down to Sydney and then find out when you get to Sydney that, oh, what do you mean those hospitals were open for emergency? So what they've done is established an 811 number that you can call, even yourselves visiting today. You have a health question or concern, you can call 811. I know in the States it's to look for buried cables, but here it's to speak to a nurse health practitioner. They will be able to help diagnose you over the phone, or be able to say, oh, you need a prescription, I'm going to phone this into your closest pharmacy.
Or they call it coroner.
Or they will say, no, you would need an ambulance, we are going to dispatch one, or this is the hospital that's open closest to you. So they'll provide you that information, so that's wonderful. Age group wise, demographically, we are becoming more a senior population, rapidly growing 55 and up population. Many people are returning back home here and retiring here, so that's increasing that demographic. Many of our young are still going away to work, so that brings down that age number. But yet with their university and colleges, it does sustain a 18 to 32 range of a good amount of those in that population age group. But predominantly we are here seniors.
It's like that everywhere.
I say we are becoming a cold Florida.
I'd rather be here.
Speaking of weather though, today it's going to be 24 degrees Celsius, okay? And whenever you hear a Celsius number, you take that number just a quick and easy way. I know there's a more complicated mathematical for, however, you just take the number, double it, so that's 48, add 32.